Time now for top picks. We will have Michael Decter, 3 times it took me, to join us now and tell us why he's picked certain stocks to invest in. TD Bank is where we start. That was hit with that $3 billion plus penalty in the U.S. for money laundering.
Yeah, so you've got to understand the 2 different regulatory environments. Canada, we've got 6 chartered banks, and the auditors and the regulators live inside those banks. They know everything they do. It's why we came through '08 so well. In the U.S., they've got 9,000 banks. So what they do is these banks kind of do things, and then once in a while they warn them. And in the case of TD, they warned them a few times on the anti-money laundering, and then they clobbered them with a huge fine. And they should have taken the warnings more seriously. And then they didn't react fast enough in terms of changing their board and their CEO. They kind of went, well, we'll pay this. It won't hurt our earnings that much. It's a quarter of earnings. But I think the market was upset that they weren't, no one was paying a price for this.
There was no action.
There was no action. It was like the CEO is going to retire in a while, and then we'll have a new one. And the price came off pretty sharply. So when you can buy TD Bank with a 5% yield, it's a bargain.
At a discounted price.
At a discount, yeah. It usually has a 3.5% yield. So we think we're buying a premium bank, North American bank, at a discount.
Got it. All right, your second pick is Descartes Systems on the TSX, at DSG, a logistics software company. Why?
This is the company that will benefit from the whole tariff thing. They do logistics for companies. They make the paperwork easy. So if tariffs start coming on, and if Trump does, the ever-changing tariff regime, everybody will have to sign up for some of Descartes' services. And they'll stay because this is an evolving world, and they automate all of that tariff stuff and a lot of other stuff for you. So they're a great Canadian growth story, and they're embedded with some of the biggest courier firms and others. So it's just a wonderful little gem. We've owned it for a long time at a much lower price.
And do you think tariffs are pretty much assured? Are you building in for that?
I think there's going to be a lot of activity on tariffs. Where they'll eventually land, I have no idea. And I don't think anybody else does. It's just, Trump is using the tariffs, I think, to get a better deal for the U.S. in trade terms. Whether that defaults to a renegotiation of the North American trade agreement earlier, which would be a good thing, or it's just an endless kind of commotion.
Yes.
But any way it happens, Descartes will win.
Will benefit.
Yeah.
Okay. Among the American banks, you like J.P. Morgan. Why is that?
It's large. It's very profitable. Jamie Dimon was a superstar in '08 in bringing the financial system through. And they've just made a lot of really good moves over the years. And again, it's a long-term holding for us. And we just think it's the premium bank in the U.S. We also own a bit of Morgan Stanley, but our biggest U.S. bank holding is J.P. Morgan.
And you think they will continue on the same path?
Yes, I think they will.
Got it. All right. Michael, we appreciate you coming in. Thanks very much for taking all of the investor calls. We don't like to disappoint them. We wanted to get as many as we can. Okay. But just a quick note on tariffs. You were saying that regardless, some companies are going to do well if there are tariffs or not.
Yeah, I mean, tariffs, what people lose track of in this tariffs discussion is 80% of our economy is services, and tariffs are largely on goods, resources. I'm not trying to trivialize them in any way, but there are a lot of companies that aren't going to be exposed to tariffs. Descartes would be a good example. TD Bank would be a good example. So a lot of the economy is now not the movement of steel or oil or things.
There's a good way to get at it.
There is a good way.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And thanks for watching Market Call. We'll see you again soon, probably tomorrow. Take care.